Hi, I'm John Overton. I'm Professor of Development Studies here at Victoria University of Wellington. I've been doing this sort of work for far too long. I'm a geographer, and I suppose I've been in the development studies area for about 20 years nearly. It's appropriate that we're talking about this in my very messy, chaotic academics office, because the one thing I'd like to say about development is that we need to think about development much more as working in situations that are chaotic and messy and unpredictable. Now I say this because a lot of development practice and the way we teach development is built around the opposite notion, that development is about imposing order and managing a process of change. We frame development in particular ways, so we cut down the risk, we identify the key elements, and we work towards some desired goal. So the techniques we use in development, whether it's cost-benefit analysis or project management or the dreaded log frames, are all about that process of putting a frame around change and trying to manage and control that change. And not only that, we tend to put in time frames and make development time bounded. If we look at the aid effectiveness agenda from Paris through to Busan last year, one thing that emerges quite strongly is this idea of managing for results. So development becomes very much a results oriented mission. We are heading towards some results. We work out whether we're successful or not, whether we achieve those predetermined results. So the whole development industry is based on that idea of order, managing, predictability, rationality, etc. Except that whole approach, I think, is based on two, perhaps at least partial fallacies. One of those fallacies is that it is possible to control and manage a process that is inherently disorderly and chaotic. If you think of the literally millions of individual decisions and actions of individuals over a long period of time, it's incredibly difficult to control. The second fallacy is that it is desirable to control that process. And one of the big criticisms of development over many years has been that it has attempted to impose new forms of order and control, usually external ones, which diminish the ability of local people to exert their control over their own lives. So, what's the alternative? I'd like to see development that is much more iterative and open-ended, that we work with uncertainty and a lack of order, if you like, that we may start off in a certain desired direction, but we continually renegotiate what we do as we go. Now that's a much more messy and complex process, but if it is one that is carried out in ways which responds to local realities and needs and aspirations, but also creates space for local people and institutions to exert more control over the course of their own development, then hopefully we have forms of development that are much more democratic and much more durable.